Thank you for that reminder, Lynn. All right. Oh, excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Maybe I had too much sleep. All right, so let's go right into let's go to the accountability. Who wants to go first and tell us what kind of week they had? Don't all go at once now.
Hey, Hawkins, Hawkins, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is Stroman. Let's say 40. My goal was 40 connections, and I made those 40 connections, followed up with about 38. Let's see, and opportunity. I know Thursday I had 15 guests on there, but I had about 25 people as far as got exposed to the full presentation. And
Hmm.
that's my report, sir.
And that's where those people came from. Any numbers on how many either preferred customer or brand partners you got out of those results?
Yeah, I have I'm gonna talk about this a little second as well, but
Mhm.
I got 5 people that already signed up with the silent partner deal, and we have about another 10 that's going to do it as well. So I'll
All
talk
right.
about the training. Yes, sir. Thank you so.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Who's next? And I see who's on the call, so if you don't want me to Rod, you can go ahead and just
I'll
step
go
in.
next.
Go ahead.
Had 41 connections, 4 people that went through the full presentation, and I'm signing up a new preferred customer on tomorrow.
All right.
That's my report.
All right. As you see, the numbers don't lie. It's a numbers game. The more numbers people you talk to, the results going to bet on themselves. So who's next? I hear silence. Remember, accountability is just your own mirror. I don't care if you only made 2 calls, but say what your goal is and say what you did, and this hopefully will prompt you to go to work next week. We're not handing out any demerits. Nobody's going to be putting the time out. Well, I'll go ahead and give mine. I have made 27 connections, either peaking or passion people. I had 18 follow-ups. And out of 18 follow-ups, I had 7 people on opportunity call. Some were live and some were actually a replay, a recording. And I have 2 preferred customers. And that is my report. My goal is, again, 25 per week. I'm going to up that eventually. But again, right now, I'm just doing 25 a week because it's manageable. And again, so that's my report for the week. Somebody's using the touch screen. When you use the touch screen, that actually shows up on the main screen. So try to avoid using the touch screen. All right, so we're not going to twist arms, but again, anyone else want to share before we get to the next portion of our training?
Hello,
Hello, who's speaking?
Gloria.
Hey, Gloria.
I had 22 people this week,
All right. Good enough.
some by phone
Mhm.
and some I actually saw. Actually, I was in a store today and this lady, she said, "Hey, lady with the brown eyes." And I'm like, "Who are you?" So she said, "You don't remember me." So apparently she's a lady I had patched
Wow.
a couple of months ago, and she had been looking for me because she said, "I need some patches," because she's going through something. So I gave her the information today. She wants to get some patches.
Mhm.
So looking forward to that. I did have 2 preferred customers this weekend, one
Nice.
brand partner. So and a few that's actually looking at the videos, and I'll be talking back to them again. Also, I have a person that's a brand partner that I have not done anything, and I
Mhm.
start talking to her about the silent partner.
Mhm.
So I think it's kind of waking her up a little bit. So be talking with her a little bit more this week.
Well, that's great. So you're using a strategy and seeing results, and even with people that In fact, that's a great idea. You have people that are in, and they probably don't really want to do much. Because some people want something for nothing. They want to, like, you know, they
Right.
put money in the bank, or they put them in an investment. They want the money to work for them, but that's not how this works here. But some people come with that mentality. So if you go with them, and as Dr. Sherman is going to talk about this as a silent partner, that may, it gives them a different perspective. They don't feel like they have to do much, but they still have to talk, at least refer people now.
Mhm.
And that's important because sometimes you're going to find some of your sharpest people through somebody you may have enrolled. There's a saying, every weenie knows a hot dog, or is every hot dog knows a weenie? Something like that. The bottom line is everybody that you enroll, a lot of them are connected to some powerful people. So if you get good at talking to them, I think the silent partner may be a good approach. Or just ask them, who do you know, who do you know that needs help? Who do you know that's a business minded person? Who do you know that's always, looking, that's always in some kind of business? Because you're looking for business minded people. We want to
Yeah.
get away from being ambulance chase. I know some people call me and they're piquing people's interest. That's in hospice. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but that's their focus. And again, obviously, we want to help as many people as we can. But the way to get to those people that are in hospice is to get somebody as a brand partner and spread it so more people can hear about it. But if you're looking to build a business, you want to look for business minded people and you want to present it that way. So thank you for that, Gloria.
Okay.
Right. Anyone else? Any more brave souls out there?
Mike Huggins,
Hey, Mike, how you doing, sir?
doing great, doing fantastic. My goal from here on out is always 5 a day, or at least that's 25. I was in touch with 10 people. I didn't
Okay.
get any to participate in any of the presentations, and just looking forward to moving ahead again.
Absolutely. All right. And what we could do, Mike, 'cause I know with you, we can look to do some 2-on-ones as well if you get somebody. And keep in mind, we don't have to always get people on the calls that are scheduled because sometimes it doesn't fit the other people's schedule. So find out, listen, you got a half an hour, that they can set aside so I can give you some more information. And then, for those of you who are willing to do your own you can just do the presentation. You just have to read the slides and just ask the same questions. And then again, so keep that in mind. Thank you, Michael. All right. Anyone else? All right. So to give you a week to put your Superman cape on. So if you didn't report today, that should at least push you next week because you want to get on again. Even if you didn't peak anyone, or if you peak 2 people, it doesn't matter. When you share with the team, it actually makes you more accountable. When you keep it to yourself, we don't know what you did. You don't know what's working. We can't really help if you don't let us know what your numbers are. Because once we know what your numbers are, maybe we can give you some strategies and some techniques and ways to get that number up. But if we don't know what your numbers are, it's gonna be hard to help. All right, so that's enough of me being principal. Take off my principal hat, and we're gonna go right into. I'm just gonna share a portion of. Hopefully, you guys was on the team rally. I know the numbers, the information went out kind of late. It was on Saturday at 11 o'clock. Usually we have a 1 o'clock training, so most of the time I'm not even looking for information. But they did a team rally, really promoting the upcoming event. But Verdita hinted and talked a little bit about the upcoming promotion. So I'm just going to play the promotion portion of this video, the short portion of it. And then after that, we're going to turn it over to the incredible Dr. Stroman to give us some tips and strategies on how to use the silent partner. So give me a second, because I have to get to the part where Verdita talks about. Okay, here we go.
As a team, we're wanting to make sure that everybody is pulling together.
Can you guys hear that okay? Can you guys hear her, the video?
No, it's a bit low.
Okay, let me
Bit
try to
muzzled. It's a bit muzzled.
muzzle. Okay. Let me see if I can play it. And the main thing is to look at I'll just read some of it as she's playing it, as she's getting to it. So okay. Now I gotta get back to it. Please move this window away. Okay, let me stop share.
Hearing everybody on the same page. One thing about a team rally and going forward is enhanced collaboration, aligning everyone's efforts toward a common objective. And that objective is really to make us shine, allow us to win. You know, as a team, we want everybody to win. So stronger communications is going to be an attempt to create a sense of belonging and personal connection among team members, leading to increased loyalty and support. You know, just feeling like you're loyal to a team, to a brand. That's basically what I'm trying to say here, is allowing us to.
Derek, we could go see you.
And we're going to try to project that idea of something huge and belonging as we go through this conversation today. Again, boost team spirit and motivation. Let's work as a team to achieve goals and ranks, okay? So what I wanted to do, a couple of nights ago, I had the opportunity to be on a senior presidential director call, and a couple of announcements that were made, and you will receive those announcements in your email probably tomorrow night. That's when they normally do it, is on Sunday night. And so one thing that's the foundation of the whole team growing is always that manager level. You know, the manager level is the core level. So what the company is trying to do is lead us into a direction of understanding the significance of, you know, everybody winning, but everybody advancing as well. And so they're leading us to some activities early on before the national convention in October to help us get to where we need to be. So they're going to be announcing tomorrow night a manager rank advancement bonus, and that bonus will last all the way through August of this month. Okay, so normally.
I'm sorry, 1 second. I don't think you guys can see my screen.
Teams to achieve goals and ranks, okay? So what I wanted to do a couple of nights ago, I had the opportunity to be on a senior presidential director call, and a couple of announcements that were made, and you will receive those announcements in your email probably tomorrow night. That's when they normally do it, is on Sunday nights. And so one thing that's the foundation of the whole team growing is always that manager level. You know, the manager level is the core level. So what the company is trying to do is lead us into a direction of understanding the significance of, you know, everybody winning, but everybody.
So I was going to see if I can make it a little bigger.
Dancing as well. And so they're leading us to some activities early on before the national convention in October to help us get to where we need to be. So they're going to be announcing tomorrow night a manager rank advancement bonus, and that bonus will last all the way through August of this month. Okay, so normally something like this dancing as well. And so they're
guys,
some sort of promotion
hold on
like
a
this.
second. I'm having a problem at YouTube.
A month. And when that person hits manager, they're going to be awarded $100. You know, that's significant because that never happened. And then the person that enrolled them, $50. That's really significant. So, and then the second announcement that they're going to be making is the cruise incentive trip. There's a cruise that's going to take place next February 8th through the 13th, and the qualification period starts Monday. So it's going to last for 11 weeks, and it's going to, that'll be October the 19th, right before the convention. And then as we get recognized, you guys, as people get promoted to director, senior director, executive director, on down, on up, we're going to be able to, you know, be badged when you get to the convention. They're going to have a badge on you recognizing your rank. Some people are going to get a chance to walk across the stage, and you want to make sure this happens before September the 14th, because it's because they do give out awards. They do give out crystal plaques and things like that. And, you know, that won't happen if you're not recognized by September the 14th. And now, one thing they wanted to know, so many people are asking, when is the new compensation plan going to be coming out? Well, they've been encountering some technological challenges. And one thing that Meredith Burkett, who's our president, said is, we are not going to ever do anything until we are completely ready. We don't want the back office having any technical issues. We don't want anything to fall through the cracks as far as commissions, anything like that. So they have said that the release of Compensation 2.0 is going to be released after the convention. Okay, so all the ranks that we are familiar with, those are the ranks they're gonna be sustained all the way through the end of the convention. So please work towards getting to those ranks so that you could be recognized. Now,
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing, but I'm just going to summarize let me see, stop, okay. Yeah, let me just summarize what they talked about, and you're going to get this in the email either tonight or by tomorrow. Basically, if you become manager between now and the end of the month, you will get an extra $100 in addition on your way to manager. If you help someone get manager, you're going to get $50. So there's an incentive for you to help push your people forward to get those promotions. So there's a lot of money on the table, but also there's a trip that starts tomorrow. So everything you do starting tomorrow for the next 11 weeks will count towards the cruise, and we'll know what the qualifications are as well. You get the qualifications. Usually you get points for example, for sign up preferred customer. You get points for hitting the rank. You get points for helping someone else hit a rank. You get points for maintaining that rank. And again, this is basically how they did it in the past. I'm assuming it's going to be the same way, but it really tells you how you can get the points. So it's not just about being the top level. It's about activity. Again, you get certain points for each activity. So you can literally put together a game plan and say, okay, how many points do I need to get to this trip? How many people I need to help manager? Do I need to get to manager myself or director? For each week that I maintain that rank, I get a point. Again, I'm going off of previous qualifications. So that's what I wanted to cover. Again, so check your email, look for the bonuses. We're going to take advantage of it. We'll obviously from a week to week basis, that's another thing we'll track and see how many points we're getting. But again, we're all eligible to go on a free trip, a free cruise. And again, all you have to do is talk to more people. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to our illustrious Dr. Anthony Stroman. Is going to talk about the strategy, what he calls the silent partner. Dr. Stroman, are you there?
Hey, Mr. Hawkins, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, loud and clear, sir. Floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the opportunity, Mr. Hawkins. Great job as usual. I'm going to do something a little different at the very end. I think most of you heard me train on this before, even with Erica's Huddle. So I'm going to go through that pretty quickly, but I think it'll be beneficial to the team if I do a role play. I do my training on Saturdays and we have a good time doing role play. So I'm going to get somebody to kind of role play with me to make it more effective. Before I get started, all of us know repetition is the mother of skill. Okay, you always want to strive for the mastery. That's why it's good to go through things again and again and again. And we know faith comes by hearing, not having heard. So I'm going to go through what we talked about before, but then I really want to do the role play. I want you to hear the way I'm talking to people that might be beneficial to all of you to hear my conversation. So with that being said, because I know we might have somebody who never heard this before, which is okay, but let me give you this part up front, and I'm going to say it at the very end. It's working very well. And I'm having fun doing it, and that's why I want to share with the family. So the first thing is this. The premise of this whole thing is, remember, everybody that you talk to are not ready to build a Lifeway business. And I think sometime we have in our mind that everybody's going to join, they're going to be an SPD, and that's it. That's unrealistic. So this particular strategy is for people that think they do not have time. But if you strategically let them know that you have their best interest, you can turn that mind around. I've seen it happen even this week. I'll give you some examples at the very end. So the first thing is this: a silent partner, the way I title right now, a silent partner to the main partner. A silent partner, because you want to know this is a strategy, a silent partner to eventually to be a major partner. So you got to put that in your mind. You don't say that up front, but that's the mentality that I have. So now, the first thing I talk about when it comes to a silent partner, we follow everything that Mr. Hawkins, Verdita, Erica, all the fantastic leaders, we follow the pro system. We got that. But this is just a secondary strategy if you want to take advantage of, okay? So after somebody sees the whole presentation and they tell me, Mr. Stroman, listen, I love it, but I'm so busy. I have 3 or 4 things going at the same time. Most of you familiar with the feel, felt, found method. That's something that we've been doing in the industry for a long time. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but I found. You can use that if you so desire. So you say to them, I do understand. So you must understand people want you to listen to what they're saying. When somebody feels you're not listening to them, the communication has broken down. And sometimes we're thinking so hard of what we want. The focus is on what that person wants. That requires listening. Listening is a skill. So you just simply say, I have an idea for you to consider for being a pilot solid. And they're going to say, what is that? Now I'll break it down. I'm going to go through this quick because I want to really do the role play, okay? The prospect will say, what is that? Before you answer, now this is very important, folks. You have to hit the emotional button. Before I break it down, I'm getting them to think. I'm in control of the conversation. So before I break it down, I said, let me ask you a question before I explain the silent partner, okay? Do you have any family members or friends that you love and care about who may be having some health challenges? Then you pause. Let them think, let them respond. Now they're thinking. They're forming pictures in their mind. Yeah, uncle so-and-so, cousin so-and-so. They're thinking. Then the next question is, after they tell me 6 to 7, 8 people, the next question is, do you have any cause that you want to support? For an example, you might want to support autism organization, St. Jude, the homeless, support your church. Give them some things to think about. And you'll be amazed if you ask that question, how many people will say, yes, I just did this the other day, and this young man who's going to sign up as a silent partner, he wants to help the homeless. Those are very important questions, guys, when you ask somebody, because it's an emotional button. Remember the power of reasons to do something. Now they have more of a reason, not just for themselves, but it's beyond themselves. The next thing is, now I give the prospect the definition, I break it down what it is. Now here's the cool part about this. You take all that stuff off the plate. You say, listen, you don't have to get on any Zooms, no trainings, 3-way calls, workshops, going to conferences. You don't have to follow up with people. You don't have to beg people, sell people, convince people, run after people. What I'm doing is making this thing so light in their mind, and you can hear in their voice, they begin to relax, okay? So now you took that off their plate. Now they're really listening to you. The next thing is, and then you let them know you can enjoy, here's the benefits of the X39 for you to live a long, healthy life so you can increase your business, because when you're healthy, guess what? You can build a healthy business. At the same time, you can increase your cash flow to support your family and support, you got to name the cause. Folks, this is very important when it comes to communication. Listening. So I said to him, you want to be able to support the homeless. That's an emotional button, which is a positive thing. Next thing, your only responsibility is to share people, this is it info that I sent to you originally. Have them to watch your short videos, scroll down to see the doctor's panel, look at some testimonies. Remember, you got to reiterate something. You do not have to follow up with that person. You simply say, if you're interested in improving your health and living a healthy, long, healthy life, call Dr. Stroman. That's your job. Just call Dr. Stroman. Call Emerson. Call Lynn. Call Mr. Hawkins. You just put your name in there, of course. Now, next thing, very quickly. Now we're ready to go to the action part. When they say, I'm interested in doing this, I let them know what the investment is. But before I even do that, I tell them, I said, here's what would happen. Let's say, for an example, somebody contact me and they want to get the patches. You don't have to touch the computer. I have your website. I go to your website. I sign up as a retail customer. As a retail customer, next Wednesday, you get a thank you check or thank you deposit for $50. And all you had to do is say, call Dr. Stroman. Now, you really got their attention when you say that. Now, then I give them an example, okay? If 50 people decides to do this because they want to be healthy, you can get an extra $500 to go toward whatever they told you to support the homeless, autism, Alzheimer's, whatever their deal is. Now they have money to go toward that. This is important. You got to slow down and let them know that $500, and that can happen every week, depending on how many people you refer. Now, here's a critical area. Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, you don't do anything different. You go to work, you run your business, you run your ministry, everything you're doing, same thing. Keep your schedule. But when you come across somebody, which is easy to do, because bad health is all over the world, you simply refer them to me. Now, the second thing I will share with them, are you familiar with residual income? Yes, I am. Well, if somebody get a preferred customer, you earn $20 month after month after month. That's a one-time conversation with me. I set them up as a preferred customer. Every month, you're getting $20 for that person. We've had people that have been in Lifeway for 20 years. So I'm expanding their mind a little bit, okay? Now, if somebody decides to become part of the crusade, you can get up to $405. Now, you really got their attention. You don't have to say all these titles. Guys, you don't have to go through to the premium. Listen, they're looking at the money. So wasting your words talking about you, no. $405, just referring somebody who might be interested. Then I give them an example. We have a cardiologist that's planning on doing this from a silent partner, and that person's going to get $405 when she enrolled. Now you got their attention. And you repeat it. You don't have to touch the computer. And they loving it when you say that to them, right? Now, in order to participate, your investment is only $295. You get 90 patches. One for you, one for your husband. Then you have an extra sleeve if you want to bless somebody, because sometimes somebody might be hurting or experiencing something. You can bless them with a patch and see what happens. Okay? Now, don't talk about this binary and matching bonuses. That's too much. You got to make this thing very light. That's why it's working. I'm going to give you the numbers at the very end. Now, the second part of the strategy is what I like. Once they start getting thank you checks on a regular basis, they're feeling good in their neighborhood. Family members coming back, oh my God, arthritis is gone. Oh my God, my mental clarity, oh my God, I'm feeling good. They're getting feedback from their people. Now they're really excited. Now it might be 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You have to track this. See, I have a separate list now for silent partners because I want to be able to revisit them and ask them, listen, how would you like to earn? I know you've been getting $200-300 a week, which is fantastic towards your cause, helping your family. Would you like to maybe possibly earn $1,500 a week? Now, they already believe because they're getting deposits in their direct deposit in their bank account. How can we do that? Well, it's very simple. The profits that you've been making, all you have to do is invest $200, the difference, and you're going to get 3 more sleeves. But now you put yourself in a position to earn $1,500 to support your cause, your family, except whatever they say. You got to repeat what they told you. $1,500 a week. How does that sound? Now, this gives you the power to place them as a builder, all of you SPDs in training. But guess what? You can place those people. You in control. You got their back office and put somebody on the left, somebody. This person will be a manager and don't even know what that is. But that manager situation, we're a managing producer machine, that's going to help you move up the ranks in Lifeway. They don't have to know anything about that, okay? All they know is I'm getting paid and my family and friends are getting relief from health issues. Now, watch this. So when you upgrade the person, at this point, many will decide to be, now here's the part that you have to be patient with, folks. And I think it was at the convention one time, the convention we had some time ago, and they asked the audience how many people that said they wasn't going to do LifeWay. 60%, about 60% raised their hand. So you have to, I'm going to say, I hope you catch what I'm going to say about this. You have to pay attention and ignore at the same time. Well, Dr. Stroman, what does that mean? Pay attention to what they're saying, but ignoring at the same time. What does that mean? Ignore. Well, guess what? Later on, when you revisit them, because see, you must give people an opportunity to change. Everybody's not stuck in cement. Give them an opportunity to change. You got to understand something. If 8 family members and friends got relief and they're making a couple $1,000s every week, they have the opportunity to change their mind. So you revisit and see where they're at. Okay? Now, here's the cool thing about the other thing that's really cool about the silent partner. They are actually telling me when they refer somebody to me, the person that I'm talking to, that they referred to me. One gentleman yesterday said, I want to put you in front of a large audience of this. And he started naming organizations. Now, this is not the silent partner. This is the referral. Now, I'm moving away from the silent partner because now we're going to work with the referrals. That's the energy, and the focus is the referrals. I'm going to give you a bonus in a second, too. I think you might like. So now this person said, I want you to do that. Another silent partner, I'm doing a radio show this coming Thursday. So what I'm saying, the extension of the silent partner referral person can expand to unlimited levels if you decide to use this strategy. So another silent partner referred somebody to me. The pastor got on the phone with me. He enjoyed the conversation. Now I'm booked to speak at his conference with about 3,000 people. Now, out of 30,000 people, I'm getting 100 people. At least do $50. So now that silent partner, see, I'm giving examples as I go through this. That silent partner, imagine getting $5,000 from retail customers. What do you think they're going to do to that silent partner? They're going to take a serious look. Now, what I want to do right now, and I got a bonus at the very end, I want to role play. Hey, Lynn, are you able to talk with me, my friend? I want to role play to make this thing real with people. Lynn Hicks, are you out there, my friend?
I'm out here, darling.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. Guys, so I'm going to go through the language that I use, the conversation, not all of it, just to get an idea that everybody can do this if you decide. Here's what I know about human beings and about creativity and imagination. It is unlimited. If you want to use this, not a problem, because I trained on this yesterday with my team, but here's the deal. Now, I'm going to set this up. So my mindset is from silent partner to main partner, from silent partner to main partner, from silent partner to main partner. That's my mentality, but they don't know that second part. So let's pretend that my friend Lynn is a tax professional, okay? Now, I went through everything that I talked about, so for sake of time, I'm going to skip all of that. Then I'm going to say, Lynn, I know you're a tax professional. How many customers do you service every year? Just kind of give me any kind of number, 200, 300, 400, whatever it is.
About 350.
350, excellent, excellent. Let me ask you a question about this. You have them all in your database, right?
Yes, of course, definitely.
Okay, very good. You care about your clients, right, Lynn?
Indeed.
Okay. Let's think about this, Lynn. Suppose you email your 350 clients, and I give the verbiage what to say, and let them know they can go to this website because I care about my clients if you have any health situations. Now, here's what you want to do. Name some things. It can be diabetes, high blood pressure. It can be somebody with stroke, whatever the case may be. See, words will create pictures in the mind. So you email this, Lynn, to your 350 customers, okay? Now imagine 150 decide to join LifeWave. But at the same time, and I know you in the tax business, you're a professional. At the same time, the tax season is a season. You have the opportunity to earn cash flow on a residual basis, not just the tax season. How does that sound, Lynn?
Sounds awesome.
Okay. Here's the other part. Then you have to appeal to the humanity by asking what I said earlier. How do you feel about your clients? help them to eliminate pain and suffering, and possibly save somebody's life. So I laid on a little thick. When you do this, your clients are going to be grateful. Lynn, your clients will be a walking billboard for you, not only on the tax situation. A1C is straightened out, arthritis is gone, ADHD, all this stuff. They're free. They're going to talk about your tax business, but now you have a walking billboard. And I believe that your number of prospects that you're working with, the 350, it might go to $700, 700 people because of gratitude. How does that sound, Lynn Hicks?
That sounds terrific.
Okay,
can I-
now watch the second part, guys. Now, after I do that, so now this is a real deal, guys. I'm doing a radio show with this tax person, so I don't deal with theory. Okay, this Thursday, I'm doing this. She could be emailing the clients. I want to give you a real life situation. Here's a second example. I'm just kind of give you a couple examples. Really quick. Talk to a real estate broker. Same thing. How would you like to earn some extra cash flow? Okay. And let me ask you something, Lynn. Now, Lynn, I got all kind of titles, Lynn. Now you're a real estate broker. Okay, Lynn. Lynn, let me ask you a question. What's your overhead? I know you have your building on that beautiful building that you have. What's your overhead?
Oh my gosh. It's about 37? It just went up. 37.50, I think.
That's your overhead? Okay. So suppose we can help you to earn enough cash flow to take care of your overhead. Would that be interesting to you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, very good. You have a beautiful lobby because I've been there. I'll create a flyer for you with your name and everything. So when people waiting to talk to you and the agents, they can pick up the flyer, have this is it info, call Dr. Stroman. Would that work for you?
Awesome.
Okay. The last, Lynn, you wearing a lot of hats, young lady. Okay, now you got a hair salon. I want to make this real, guys. Hair salon. Same verbiage. Okay. What is the overhead? How much money do you spend a month for your beauty supply?
That varies, but usually around five to seven.
$500 to $700.
No, 1,000.
Okay, very good. How would you like to have that kind of cash flow to take care of that? Would that be of interest to you?
For sure.
Same thing, guys. And then you're talking to a hair salon. X39 got collagen in it, hair growing back, nails growing back, skin looking good. It flows with your profession, Lynn. When I add that to Lynn, now she's like, oh my God, right, Lynn?
Oh, yes. Always looking for ways to help my clients.
Now, watch this. If you decide to do this, I'm going to give you a little bonus and I'm going to pass it back to our illustrious leader, Mr. Hawkins. Once the silent partner starts seeing the benefits and the results, they can be motivated to build a life wave empire. Because now they have a chance to change their mind. They might say, I got something on my plate. I talked to a lady today in the travel, not today, yesterday in the travel business. It's not going so well. Guess what? She's about to change her mind to do LifeWave. So my point, family, is this. If you track this, there is no ending to this. I gave you a couple of examples. I've already got speaking engagements and groups that want me to do this. And remember, the silent partner don't have a clue. This is from the referrals. So let me give you the results. I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you a bonus that I trained with my team yesterday. Okay, the results is this so far. And I just started this. Got 5 people, 5 brand partners. 10 more is supposed to be coming in. I'll have probably 30 brand partners with this strategy. 30 brand partners with this strategy. Okay? So family is working. So let me give you a bonus that I shared with my team yesterday. So when I'm talking to Lynn, I'm gonna let you just be a prospect now, and I'm gonna say this to you, Lynn. This is not the silent partner, everybody. Follow me closely. This is not the silent partner. This is the referral from the silent partner. So I'm asking Lynn 2 questions. Lynn, I know you told me you work at this water company, fantastic. How many ways does your company pay you?
Uh, I get a base and commission.
Okay. How would you like to get paid 9 ways?
Instead of 2, for
Yeah.
sure. How can I do that?
Okay. Okay. Now I'm shifting gears to a full-blown, outstanding future brand partner. The second question you can ask. This is a pretty cool question here. This is bonus time, Hawkins. Here's the second one. Now, this is an interesting question for the prospect. Remember, we're not talking to the solid partner. This is the prospect. Hey, Lynn, how would you like to make an additional 6-figure income? Now, I want you to think about what I just said. I'm assuming that she's already making that. This is the psychology of the communication. I said, how would you like to make an additional, that's the key word, 6 figures? So if I say that to you, Lynn, how would you respond?
I'm still working on my first 6 figures, so do that.
I got you. Well, listen, guys, thank you, Lynn. I want you guys show some love to Lynn. She's an awesome, awesome lady. And thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much for participating. I hope that helped everybody out. I want to go through an example of what I say to people, how I talk to people, and I'm on track to have 30 brand partners. Just imagine everybody on this team having additional 30 brand partners. SBD in training. Thank you, Lynn Hicks. Hey, Mr. Hawkins, thank you for allowing me to share with the team. Back to you, sir.
Absolutely. Great job. Great example. Thanks, Dr. Stroman and Lynn. Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Stroman in terms of now his approach again? And this is, and what I want you to keep in mind is there's a lot of creative ways to engage people, but you notice the most important thing is that listening to what the person is saying and then giving them what they say they want. Oftentimes, like you said, we love them to be a brand partner, or we love them to, if they do become a brand partner, get the higher package, or if they become a preferred customer. But you really have to listen to what they're saying, and then you again, it's almost like jumping rope. You wait till your turn to jump in, but the most important thing is connecting. And just keep in mind, we asked everybody today to go over there for the accountability. If you don't talk to anybody, it's not going to work. So this is a great strategy, but you got to start with one. So, for those of you who didn't respond this week, I'm going to give you a simple challenge. Reach out to 5 people in the next 5 days, just 5 people. And again, and take them through the process, give them the information, follow up with them. And then you want to condense the time frame. Oftentimes we'll pique someone's interest today and we'll follow up, but we'll follow up is like 2 weeks later. That's not going to work because again, if you don't show a sense of urgency in your own business, why should somebody else? I've had people do that. I've had somebody contact me. They asked me to take a look at something. I said, okay, I'll take a look. And they didn't call me back to find out whether I was interested, what it was about. Again, and people drop the ball that way. That could very well happen to anybody. So you want to at least commit to talking to people. Use the strategy that's just one of many. But again, follow the pro system. You pick somebody, give them some information, follow up, follow up, follow up, and just ask them simple questions. A lot of times you can just ask them, "Are you interested in improving your health, or are you interested in making extra money, or are you interested in both?" And then what that answer will tell you is if somebody just said they weren't interested in health, then you want to gear them towards a preferred customer. If somebody's just interested in making money, you definitely want to gear them towards a brand partner because now they're getting health and wealth. And if they say both, they want to be a brand partner. So let their answers drive you. So again, great job, Dr. Sherman and Len. So again, I'm going to open up the floor. Does anybody want to ask Dr. Sherman any questions about what he's done and that method strategy, or just a question in general?
Yeah, Dr. Stroman, this is Alan Parson. How you doing?
Hey, Alan, good to hear your voice, brother.
Let me ask you on the compensation part here. Once you get them interested and they start giving you the referrals, how do you compensate them? I mean, you threw a number out there. How do you actually pay them?
Okay, so what happens is they're going to have their own website. Alan, I'm going to set up their own website. They're going to invest the $295. Okay, they got their own website. Okay, now they got a website. Now watch this. If they decide to participate, I'll sign retail customers, which is $50. That's how they get paid. If they referrals or preferred customers, they get paid. if the person that they refer wants to be a brand partner, they're going to get the PIB. So they're getting paid 3 different ways with this particular strategy. That's how they get paid.
Okay, my question is this then. So you're signing them up as a core, and a core as a brand partner.
There you go, my friend. That's it, Alan.
And they really don't have to do nothing. Basically, just sign up as a core. I'll do the work, and the money will come back to you.
There you go. You got it, Alan.
I'm with you. All right, that'll work.
Great question, Alan. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great question. To remember, core is the foundation. You have 4 cores. You're a manager, or they're managing, and when they hit manager, that's when you can revisit them. Say, hey, I know you're silent partner, but you're making noise in this back office, you know, and just ask them the question: would they like to earn extra, earn a little bit more? Because people will find time for things that they either see have more value than what they're already doing. So you're always going to run into people that they're in other businesses, and some of them aren't doing well at all. They just committed. And so they're not going to really say, hey, let me just drop what I'm doing and do what you're doing. But if you can get them as a silent partner and they say, hey, I just got started and already I'm getting compensated. Because I know, people that are in companies that they don't make a lot of money. They don't get paid often. I was in the company, as I mentioned earlier, for 14 years. And for every $100 customer that I got, I made 25 cents. So imagine this was around back then and I got $20 for a customer. Whew. So again, it's a great compensation plan. There's a lot of money on the table. After the conference, that's when they're going to release probably the new version. So just focus on the compensation plan as it is. Continue to get brand partners. And again, if you're close to getting managed ahead, now's the chance to get an extra $100. And if you help somebody get managed, you get an extra $50 on top of your building your residual. So, any other questions for Dr. Strom before we close out? I go while I'm on the beach. So, anybody looking to join us on the cruise in February?
Oh,
Anybody
yeah.
want to claim it?
Oh, yeah. It's done. It's done.
All right. All right. Like I said, you have to claim it again. So, thank you guys for your time. Again, challenge for those of you who didn't report anything, even if you didn't call anybody, if you say it, then you're being accountable. More self to yourself. Again, we're not here to judge. Again, it's just a matter of say, hey, I didn't do what I said I was going to do this week. Next week I'm going to have some numbers. Start small. Like I said, it's not a lot. You can meet people all over the place. You can engage. I think what I'm going to do on one of the calls, I'm going to actually go live on social media and show you how simple and easy it is just to engage. Because some people think they don't know enough people. You'd be surprised if you just comment on somebody's post, ask a question, ask another question. Again, if you ask people enough questions, believe me, they're going to turn around and say, well, what do you do? And then you ask them, well, what do you know about stem cells? Now it's not like you're trying to sell or pitch them. They ask you the question. I was leaving Whole Food the other day, and it was a guy walking in. He had Michigan shirt on, Michigan jersey, so he definitely was. He's a Wolverine, but he was what kind of a limp, and I asked him, so I started a conversation about. I said, go Wolverines. He said, yeah, and he started talking about where he went to school, and it turns out he grew up in Manhattan, and he grew up down this block where I went to school. So we exchanged information, and I said, what do you know about stem cells? He said, well, he heard about it because he's going through rehab. And I said, listen, I'd like to share some with you. Are you open to hearing some information about something that can help you? He said, absolutely. So I had sampled the patches. I had the card. I took his information. He actually gave me his email, and he said, send it to him, and he's going to look at it from his email. And now, today, I'll follow up on and reach him. But again, so I'm going to follow with him because again, it's just that simple. I just saw him in Whole Foods, struck a conversation. And again, a lot of times, if you just start a conversation with somebody, eventually it'll come out. They might want to ask you, well, what do you do? Or, they'll ask you how your day's going. And you might notice they're in pain, or you might notice they're entrepreneurial, or they may have a good spirit. And again, for those of you who have challenges, remember to watch Eric Warby's 12-minute video. And this may help. Just before you make a call, watch that video. And again, it's like a reinforcement, and you're going to get to the point where it's actually second nature to you. So that's one way you can actually overcome your fear of meeting new people or talking to people and what to do. So that's a very great training. Again, it's Eric Warwick's 12-minute video called How to Invite by Telephone. All right. So that's all I have. Anybody else want to share anything before we close out? It is 9:08. And that was a great training today. And again, remember the bonuses start tomorrow. So look for that email and let's all go to work and get those bonuses. So they're putting money on the table for us. You might as well go get it. All right.
Derek and Dr. Stroman, appreciate you much.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Lynn.
You
All
guys
right.
for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing as well, Lyra. All right. So good night, all. Good night, Michael. Good night, Gloria, Anthony, Allen. Who else do I see on here? Emerson, Aquaman 1 and Aquaman 2, Patricia, Amber. Thank you guys for joining the call. And let us know. I know you guys have an event coming up. Let us know how that turns out. You can have some forms available. There's some forms you can print out where people can literally fill it in. And this way, if they join, you can kind of place them where you want. But again, let us know how that event goes. All right. Good night, everyone. See you in.
Good night. Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
night.
See
Thank
guys.
you. Good night.
Good night,
And
all.
for Candy, be blessed and highly favored.
Right. All right. Good night, all.
Good night.
Start recording. I'll get to the recording then once it's done.